grammatical concepts. So at this point, you've most likely looked at how we form the present tense, el presente indicativo. This is going to be our first look this year at the past tense. Okay, so the first example of the past tense, first verb conjugation that involves the past tense is going to be el pretérito. Okay, it's el pretérito in español. In English, it's the preterite. So what we're going to do is go over in this really short video how we conjugate the preterite tense, el pretérito, in the regular forms. Okay, so it's important to, again, first acknowledge when do we use the preterite, and then secondly, how do we conjugate the preterite. So first thing, let's start with the uses, el uso del pretérito. So the preterite, again, in contrast to the present, is the past tense. The preterite is the past tense. Okay, so está en el pasado. It's in the past. Okay, el pasado. One thing to remember, one thing that's important to remember, is that it recounts a specific fixed event in the past. Things that you did, not things that you were doing, but specific things that you did. Okay, so fijo, fixed, established things that you did. Específico, specific things. And then cambio en el momento. That can be, the preterite is something that can happen suddenly, right? So in English, it would be something like, I went to the movies yesterday. Yo fui, right? We're going to get into the conjugations a bit more. I ate lunch at 11:30 a.m. yesterday. Okay, again, specific, very fixed times in the past when you did something. Okay, so that's the preterite. So what I want to do is go into the conjugation. So we have, as we know, three types of, let's say, these are infinitives, right? AR, ER, and IR verbs. We know that these exist already because of the review that we've done so far. So these are how we conjugate these verbs in the preterite. Again, past tense, things that we did, right? Things that were done, okay? Things that were completed in the past at a specific time, okay? So these are the AR conjugations. So what we do is we know the way that this works is we take an infinitive. So like if we have, for example, the verb hablar, right, which is an AR verb, right? So let's say that we have the verb hablar, right? How would we conjugate that in the preterite tense? We take off the AR, right? Because it's a regular AR preterite verb. We look at the AR endings, okay? The yo form ending of an AR verb in the preterite is a. Look at the accent. A. Okay? A. Tú, haste. Él, ella, usted. O. Nosotros, hamos. Hasteis, haron. Okay? So how would we conjugate this? If we were taking hablar, how would we conjugate hablar? It's, again, very simple. We take off the AR from hablar, and we add these new endings. So we get hable. Okay? Thing to remember, it's hable. Not hable, it's hable. Tú hablaste. Él, ella, usted habló. Okay? Again, the accent over the O. Habló. Not hablo, but habló. Then, nosotros hablamos, hablasteis, which is very simple, right? How do you get this vosotros here? You take the tú form, hablaste, and you add is. Hablasteis, then hablaron. So again, this is the preterite, things that we did. So hablé, I spoke. Hablaste, you spoke. Habló, he or she, it spoke. Hablamos, nosotros, we spoke. Hablasteis, you all, Spain, spoke. And then hablaron, ustedes, or ellos, ellas, spoke. Okay? That should be pretty clear. Then, the great thing about the ER and IR verbs is that they have the same endings. Okay? Same endings in the preterite. So let's take an example, or two rather. Let's do comer and vivir. Comer. Again, you take off the ER, the yo form is comí. Look at the accent over the I, important. Comí. Not comí, but comí. Comiste. Comió. Okay? Io. Io. Look at the accent. Io. Then, comimos. Comisteis. vivisteis. Okay, again, you take the to form and add the is, and then lastly, comieron. Okay, then with vivir, same endings. IR verbs have the same endings. Vivi, right? Not vivi, but vivi. Viviste, vivió, vivimos, vivisteis, and vivieron. Okay, important to remember. So these are the endings. AR, aste, o, amos, astesaron. Then ER, iste, io, imos, istes, iron. I've heard of teachers using a kind of song to remember this to kind of help, like row, row, row your boat. It goes like aste, o, amos, astesaron, iste, io, imos, istes, iron. That helps you. That might be a good option. Again, songs, things like that to help us remember are sometimes really good. Okay, so now that we've gone over this, again, the preterite tense, we use it when we're talking about the past, a specific event, things that we did, right? Not that we were doing or that we used to do, but things that we specifically did, okay? We have the endings, AR, ER, and IR. We know AR is different from the other two. Aste, o, amos, astesaron. Then ER, IR is the same for those two. So it's really kind of simple, okay, with these regulars. So what I want you to do is underneath this video, it's possible that it's not there, but it should be. Underneath is a Google form, which is kind of like a self-quiz. What I want you to do is to take that, okay? So look at the questions, or they'll probably give you a subject and a verb. I want you to conjugate in the preterite tense. And please pause anywhere you need to throughout this video, okay? Adios.